A driverless Tesla Model Y is silently moving through Austin's quiet neighborhoods right now. The driver's seat is empty, and millions of viewers are watching the live stream. Would you ride in the passenger seat or walk away? Fans are calling this cyber cab the real proof that Elon Musk's long-awaited robo-taxi is finally ready to kick off the next big tech boom. But critics argue the polished demo still needs a chase car and tons of federal approvals. Local residents see the ghost-like Teslas looping around their streets like quiet drones, while government agencies race to finish paperwork before Tesla's planned June 22 launch. The countdown has started, and now it's a race between tech speed and government red tape. Will Tesla win and have paying passengers in a cyber cab by June 22, or will regulators step in at the last moment and delay everything? And if the launch does happen, what could that mean for all the people who still use regular cars with steering wheels? Welcome to AMP Drive. So why did Tesla delay its robo-taxi service by 10 days? If we look closely at Tesla's changing timeline for launching robo-taxis in Austin, only one official launch date stands, June 22, 2025. Even that date isn't set in stone. The early talk about a June 12 launch didn't come from Tesla's official blog or government filings. That date came from media chatter that said robo-taxis were planned to roll out on June 12. Then on the evening of June 10, Elon Musk himself took a step back and said on X that rides are now expected around June 22. He even added, the date could shift, which means there's no real contract, just an estimate based on how things go. The next morning, reports from Austin showed that the first driverless Model Y was still being followed by a second car with a remote driver. This proves the system isn't fully independent yet. These two facts, a new tentative date and visible remote support, turned the June 12 rumor into just wishful thinking. June 22 is now the soonest realistic launch, not a sure one. On June 11, a national news report gave the June 22 date more weight but also admitted it could still change. The article quoted Musk saying, "We're being super careful about safety, so the date could shift," and mentioned the first launch would be just 10 to 20 vehicles in a small area, all watched remotely. So June 22 is really the beginning of a test run, not the start of a fully independent robo-taxi service. That's an important detail for two reasons. First, it fits with what government agencies like the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration expect. They've asked for more info on Tesla's system and will stop it immediately if anything serious goes wrong. Second, it fits Musk's history of setting ambitious but often delayed deadlines. In the past, he promised full self-driving in 2015, cross-country drives in 2017, and 1 million robo-taxis by 2020, none of which came on time. So June 22 looks more like a goal to inspire the team and keep investors interested than a solid commitment. There's also a backup milestone. Tesla promised that starting June 28, new cars from the Giga Texas factory will drive themselves straight to buyers. This gives Tesla room to delay public rides by a week or two and still claim a win. For investors and local officials, it's best to see June 22 as a likely demo date, not the full launch. True commercial use will depend on safety results, staffing for remote drivers, and what regulators say. So June 22, 2025, is the best guess for launch, but only if everything goes smoothly. June 12 was never official. And even more delays would still fit Musk's usual rollout rhythm. So update your calendar, but stay flexible. How will Tesla's cyber cab, or Whimo, win the battle to move people at the lowest cost? That's the real goal in US ride-hailing. And this summer's events make that clear. In Los Angeles, protesters burned several Whimo robo-taxis in a dramatic scene that went viral. Meanwhile, Tesla quietly continued testing driverless Model Ys in Austin, getting ready for the June 22 launch. One photo shows exactly why the money math may now favor Tesla. A $180,000 Jaguar I-Pace burned to the ground, while Tesla plans to sell its robo-taxi for under $30,000. That's a price difference of 84%. It's no surprise that spreadsheets and investors are paying attention. Whimo's newest vehicle version has more than 50 sensors, spinning LIDAR, radar, thermal cameras, and high-powered water-cooled GPUs on the roof. Their team admits that this setup can cost up to $100,000 per vehicle, in line with earlier cost estimates. Tesla, in contrast, removes nearly all of that complexity. Its Cybercab uses 8 simple cameras, Tesla's custom HW4 computer, and a factory-installed wiring setup that costs less than a single LIDAR unit. Most of the hard work of understanding the world is handled by the Dojo supercomputer, which learns from billions of miles driven and sends updates to the cars like a smartphone update. Remove sensors, and you lower costs. Lower costs mean you can beat Uber prices and even city bus fares. Musk has said he wants to bring ride prices down to just 20 cents a mile. Robo taxis are a type of machine that only makes money by how many miles it runs and how much profit it makes per mile. A $180,000 Whimo car would need to earn 90 cents per mile over 200,000 miles just to break even. But a $30,000 cyber cab pays for itself after just 33,000 miles, just 1/6 of the distance. After that, all profits can be shared between Tesla, the fleet owner, and the passenger. Lower costs also appeal to city transit agencies and big investors looking for safe, steady returns rather than risky bets. Whimo expects to have just 3,500 cars nationwide by 2026, about the same as one busy airport's taxi pool. Tesla, on the other hand, made 1.68 million Model 3s and YS in 2024. About 4,600 cars per day. The Cybercab will be built on those same factory lines. So what Whimo plans to build in 18 months, Tesla can make in just a few days. Big volumes reduce part prices, and Dojo's high cost can be spread across millions of passengers instead of thousands. Each Cybercab sends back video to Dojo, which uses the footage to improve the software and send better updates. This gives Tesla an advantage in learning and safety. Whimo's cars collect great data but only in small areas. Tesla's cars learn from every road in the US. Whimo has to map each city carefully and send teams whenever road signs or cones change. Tesla's camera-only system can be installed the same way everywhere, and its AI learns changes by itself. That's why Musk can plan a June 22 launch in Austin, while Whimo is still limited to a few cities after 10+ years. Vision-only systems are tough to code but much cheaper and faster to expand. After the June 8 protests in LA, where 6 Whimo cars were burned, the company paused service. Insurance and public backlash created a huge headache. Even with insurance, replacing those $180,000 cars wipes out weeks of growth. With a $30,000 cyber cab, the loss is only 1/6, reducing the impact of vandalism. Tesla's next-gen platform aims to make 2 million units yearly as factories in Texas, Berlin, and Mexico ramp up. New casting tech merges hundreds of metal parts into 2 big pieces. Better batteries and simpler wiring cut weight and cost. It's like Ford's old assembly line, but modern and smarter. Whimo doesn't have its own factories, so it has to convince partners like Magna to build its cars, a costly and slow process. Safety experts say that eye-catching demos are not the same as safety-proof. Rules still come first. But Tesla's simpler design means fewer parts to test and fewer failure risks. And its fleet collects so much data every day that regulators can review edge cases faster. Tesla has the numbers to support fast approvals. The system gathers overnight what took others months. On every metric, cost, speed, volume, data, Tesla's Cybercab comes out ahead. Cheaper cars mean lower prices. Lower prices attract more riders. More riders mean more charging stations, faster waits, and even more riders. By the time others catch up on tech, Tesla may already look like a budget giant next to luxury brands. This doesn't guarantee Musk wins. Software, safety, and public trust still matter. But in mobility, the first to scale and offer the lowest price often wins. With big savings, mass production, and tons of driving data, Tesla may be ready to pull ahead fast. If Tesla gets the green light for Austin on June 22, the question will shift from, can these cars drive, to, how cheap can they go? In a country where people feel every dollar and cities stretch every budget, that's a huge question. And it may decide who leads the future. Right now, Tesla is racing toward that future while others are still getting ready. But how safe are these robo-taxis, really? The viral video of a driverless Model Y in Austin caught investor attention. But the same video shows something missing, the chase car following behind. This setup tells us these tests are still under human backup. Reports confirm each car is linked to a remote driver, and Tesla is urgently hiring operators to drive the cars from afar. The chase vehicle acts like an emergency stop in case the system fails or something unexpected happens. So while the car may seem to drive itself, a person is still there behind the scenes. Only 10 to 20 vehicles will be launched at first, all in limited areas and all watched carefully. This isn't a full-scale launch, it's a test with training wheels. Unlike Waymo's high-tech cars, Tesla relies on simple cameras and software. Critics say the lack of LIDAR or radar makes the system weak in glare, fog, or rain. Government agencies have already asked Tesla how it plans to handle hard visibility situations. Whimo took a year to prepare in Austin, 6 months with drivers, 6 without, before letting real passengers ride. Tesla is trying to do it all in weeks by using remote drivers instead of extra sensors. Remote control can help when the AI fails, but there are limits. Even with 5G, there's a short delay, about 100 milliseconds. At 30 miles per hour, that means the car moves nearly 1.5 meters before the remote driver even sees the problem. That's a big risk. Regulators have asked for full data on how Tesla plans to keep people safe, and they want answers by June 19, just days before the pilot starts. Until that info is made public, experts can't confirm the system is safer than a human driver. Locals in Austin say the test cars loop the same block and sometimes stop in odd places. Some say it's creepy. Police are still cautious after past run-ins with frozen self-driving cars. Tesla hasn't released any safety data, no reports on how often human help is needed. That keeps regulators and riders guessing. As for Tesla's latest Model Y update, the 7-seat version is coming back, this time with features that matter to families. A recent email to reservation holders showed a teaser image and the phrase, "ready for anything." That makes it clear the third-row seats are returning, bridging the gap between the 5-seat Model Y and the expensive Model X. Tesla hasn't added the option to the website yet, but insiders say they want it ready before the end of Q3 2025, in time for holiday buyers. The first versions will be long-range with either rear or all-wheel drive. The high-performance version will stay at 5 seats. Global versions should come once approvals are cleared. Price is also expected to drop. The old third row cost about $3,000 in the US. Analysts expect the new one to cost between $2,000 and $2,500 thanks to shared parts and factory improvements. The seats will likely only be offered with the long-range battery to keep the car balanced. So, if Tesla really starts cyber cab rides on June 22, would you get into a camera-only, remote-controlled Model Y right away, or wait until it's fully self-driving? Share your opinion in the comments section. Thanks for watching AMP Drive. If you want more exciting updates on Tesla EVs or the Tesla bot, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video. Subscribe to AMP Drive and turn on the bell so you never miss a new post. We appreciate your support and can't wait to see you in the next video. Goodbye.